Hey, how's it going? Oh, sorry, it's a little loud. All right, can everyone hear me in the back? Can you hear me? All right, so I want you to call it like a minimalist achiever. You can call it lazy. I like more technical names. I apologize for not emailing it to you, but here it is. All right. My name's Matt Carlene, by the way. Eastern Sea, great band. But all right, so a couple of years ago, my best friend, he told me to check out the summer camp with him. And I thought, okay, cool, you're my best friend, and summer camps seem awesome. So I decided to go with him to the summer camp, and I had a blast. It was the best week of my life. It was really fun. We had a great time. Okay, the foundation is called Lady Lodge Youth Camp. It's out in Lakey, Texas. If you're not sure where that is, it's by Kerrville. If you're not sure where that is, I'm sorry. All right, and so. Yeah, so it's out in Lakey, Texas, and I had a great time at this camp, and they started sending me, emails and newsletters, things in the mail, and one of the things that really, that I looked into was, they called it Outbound, and what it was a trip to Haiti, and this was a couple years ago, and it was right after the Haitian earthquake that they had over there, and if you're not sure what that is, it's this really huge earthquake that they had, and Haiti's a really, really poor country, and so they needed a lot of help, rebuilding it back up. And so I thought, all right, this sounds really awesome. I had a friend who was already going on the trip, and so I just figured, I'd go on the trip, it'd be cool, I already know someone. And so I didn't realize what I was getting into, because I thought, okay, I'm gonna go to this incredibly poor country, and I'm gonna help, whatever that means. I don't know what it is. Physical labor, am I gonna teach them math? I'm terrible on that, I don't know how to do that. And so, I went, and it wasn't until a week or two before I had to start getting these shots, immunization shots. I had to start taking medicine so I wouldn't get malaria, and I was like, wow, what is this? Like, there's a chance that I could die if I don't do these things. What am I getting myself into? So the day arrives, and we all meet at the camp out in Lakey, and then we get in a bus and we drive a couple hours to San Antonio, and then from there we get on a plane and we fly to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We pulled an all-nighter in the airport because we had like a 6 a.m. flight to Cap-Haïtien, Haiti, and that I believe is the capital of Haiti. And so, all right, upon landing, we land into this airport that's the top of it is covered in barbed wire. There's looks like SWAT team members, but the Haitian version, and they're all outside with these huge bulletproof vests on, and they have like AK-47 machine guns, and I was like, wow, this is insane. I look at the runway, and it's all cracked, unpaved. Oh, this is incredibly unsafe. We go to check in, and I'm expecting to go into this huge rundown building, but we don't actually go in there. We go into this humongous shed where there's fans blowing, and there's people asking for information, and immediately this seems pretty sketch. And I'm like, oh, I'm really scared. I'm not in the U.S. anymore. Something happens to me. I need to get out of here. And it was just really crazy. And so we check in there, and then from Cap-Haïtien, we had to take another plane to Port-au-Prince, Haiti. That's just another part of Haiti on an island, opposite from Cap-Haïtien, so on the way other side. So it's called a puddle jumper. If you're not sure what a puddle jumper is, it's basically like a private jet, just not as luxurious. JC wasn't there with me. It wasn't anyone cool. It was me, 10 other people, and a pilot who I was hoping knew how to fly this thing. And so we get in, we fly over there, we get out, and we start unloading our luggage into this huge, huge truck. And it was kind of like an 18-wheeler. It was basically a truck with a humongous bed, and we put all of our luggage in there, and I was like, all right, where do we sit? And they're like, what, right there. Okay, so let's all pile on top of the luggage. And so we all get into the luggage, and we start, driving around. It's a 1-hour drive to the exact location where we're going to set up our camp is called Jacob's Well, and it's right outside of Port-au-Prince. And so we're taking this drive, and immediately I'm seeing this devastation. I'm not sure if it's from the earthquake or if it's actually from just the country itself. And immediately there's people waving at us. I'm like, wow, this is cool. Like they enjoy us here. And I look over here, and there's people flicking us off. Or there's guys driving like down on like dirt bikes, looking at us, waving at us. Everyone was amazed because they had no like idea who we were and like what are these people doing here? They're obviously not here. And we're driving through, I see this building that's just completely tore down, and then I see another building that's, you know, in fairly good shape, and people are just kind of hanging out in there. And then we're coming across this mountain, and I look up, and it's this humongous mountain, but I can't see anything green. I'm like, what's the deal with this mountain? And as I take a better look, I realize that it's covered in dirty clothes. There's just a bunch of shirts, underwear, pants, everything. This whole mountain is covered in it. And I'm just like, wow, this is really intense. I don't know how to feel about this. I've never experienced this. I've grown up in Texas my whole life in a really nice neighborhood. I've never experienced anything like this. And it just kind of hit me really hard. Immediately I started breaking down a little bit. I started tearing up, and then that later on carried into me just bawling my eyes out because I wouldn't say that I felt sad. It's just I was very unsure about what my emotions were at the time. So I started crying, so you would assume, oh, he was sad, but I wouldn't say that was it. To this day, I still don't know the emotion that was going on in my brain at that time. But I started crying, and people were like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I don't know why I'm crying. I feel really bad for these people, and I'm kind of stuck to help them now. So we finally end up in a camp, okay? And I wasn't sure when we arrived because we came up to this huge gate, and I was like, is this it? And it's this huge, kind of like a barn door gate with barbed wire on the top. And there's this really old man, he's just kind of sitting there, and I'm just like, is this the place? And then so the guy opens the gate for us, and we go in, and I'm like, wow, this is it. And so they're like, all right, we're here. There's a little kitchen area right there that had like a couple sinks. And I was like, all right, where are we setting up camp? And they're like, you're going to set up camp up there. I'm like, what do you mean up there? They're like, up there. I'm like, on the mountain? They're like, yes, on the mountain. So we had to hike and take our luggage all the way up until this flat part of the mountain. And then we set up camp there. And it was really cool. There was about 40 of us, I believe, so we went at two different times, so we met up with the people there. And so we started setting up our little camp, and the whole purpose of this trip was it was a summer camp that I attended, so what we were going to do is to set up a 3-day camp for like all the refugees in this little village that we were staying in, and for kids all across Haiti. And so we're setting things up. We had BB guns, archery, soccer, everything, but what was really cool is that we set up camp and we walked down the mountain, and on this campsite there's an actual little Haitian village. And so we're walking these back little dirt roads, and there's kids there like, oh, hey, what's up? They speak French Creole, and so I had no idea how to communicate with them. And I see them, and they're over there playing a game, and I look, and they're playing soccer. They're playing with a red ball about this big. I was like, wow, we have soccer balls where I come from. That's crazy. And of course we brought soccer balls, and their faces, they lit up, and I was like, wow, this is really, really cool. They're awesome. This kid just completely juked me, broke my ankles, actually kind of twisted my ankles, really swollen, and he had just grown up, playing with a rock. And so we gave him a soccer ball, and they were loving it. They're having so much fun. And there's one kid in particular, his name was Attica. He was about this big, I'd say maybe 4 years old. And he was really cool. And he said, Kumarele, which is, what is your name? And I said, my name's Matt. What's your name? He's like, hello, I am Attica. Nice to meet you, Attica. What's up, man? And he was like, be my friend. And I was like, I'll be your friend, sure. I don't have any friends here. All right. And so, walk around, hold his hand, taking me to these little places. I see some girls that I arrive with, and they're over there getting their hair braided, all done up, because the texture of the hair is different than everyone out in Haiti. And it was really cool. There was this little hut made out of straws and twigs and stuff. And I said, what is that? And they're like, well, that's the church. And the religion in that specific village was voodoo. And I thought that was really scary because at night they're like, hey, did y'all hear that? They just sacrificed a chicken over there. And I was like, are you serious? You're not messing with me. No, they legitimately sacrificed a chicken. I was like, wow, that's cool. I'm scared. And so, anyways, back to Attica. So there's this kid, Attica. All right, and so these kids, in the village, they all kind of pick on him a little bit because he's the smallest one, but he has a whole lot of heart. He tries to play, the game with everyone else, and it was just really, really cool. And I was wearing this at the time for that summer. I was a lifeguard at the YMCA. I had this red little rubber wristband. It was kind of like the Live Strong bands, but it said YMCA lifeguard. And Attica comes up to me and he's like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, that's a wristband. And he's like, cool, cool. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then he was just so like, he really thought it was awesome. And I said, hey, Attica, come here. And he said, what? And I was like, I took it off my wrist, and I put it on his wrist, and I was like, here you go, man, you can have it. And he was like, I can have it? And I was like, yeah, man. He was like, oh. He immediately ran back, and he was like telling all his friends. They're all like, wow, they were coming up to me like, that was so cool. And then I was just thinking, like, wow, that's really insane. I just made this kid's day, and just by giving him, like a little red rubber wristband, this made this kid's day. It made me feel great, but I just thought it was really cool, I kind of consider myself, those of y'all that know me, they might say I'm a jerk at times, but I'm all fun and games though. I'm trying to hurt anybody. But I gave this kid this wristband, and it really brightened my day. It brightened his day for sure. I felt very proud. I felt like I did something really, really, really cool. And this kid, his face just lit up, and it's something that I'll never forget. He lit up, and he was showing all his friends, and it was so awesome. And I thought, I really just made an impact on this kid's life, and all I did was gave up something that I got for free. Like there's lots of stuff I can just give away here, but I didn't really give anyone else anything. I just kind of gave Attica that one little thing because he was, special to me. And I just think it was a really cool thing, and I really hope that he made an impact on his life. I hope he still has it, and I hope, maybe he's telling this story right now to all of his friends or new friends that he has out there. But Attica is one kid that I'll never forget, and I often think, I take everything for granted. I'm a real selfish person, and I'm just really glad that I made one kid happy and I did one thing good, and it's fine with me. That's the only good thing I ever do again. So, because I really made a difference in this kid's life, and I don't think he'll ever understand the difference he's made in mine. And it was a really amazing experience just to go to Haiti and to see all the devastation, to give these kids soccer balls, to this kid scraped his knee up, and I bandaged him up with the first aid kit, and it was just really cool. And there's just so much there that I wish I could tell you all about, but I really can't. But overall, the moral of the story is, and the topic is, did I really do that? And so I often think, did I really do that? I really gave this kid, something that had no value to me, but has all the value to him and the whole world. And I'm really proud of that. So thanks. My name's Matt Parry. Thanks for listening to me.